This is her testimony, straight from the record. You're gonna see it just like this. All right, start from right here. Sherelle Cheatham and witness called on behalf of the Commonwealth First Band duelist sworn testifies as follows. Direct examination by Ms. Miller. Make sure the microphone is close enough to you so that they can hear you. Her, yes. Please introduce yourself, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. My name is Sherelle Cheatham. Can you spell that out for the court reporter? Sherrellecheatham. Sherelle, who was Jaquel Cheatham? My brother. You need to speak up, my brother. Let me ask you, are you familiar with the defendant, Travell Harvey? Yes. Do you see him in the courtroom? Yeah. Today, yes. Can you indicate who he is? He's sitting in the middle between the two guys. Ms. Miller, judge, if the record could reflect that she identified the defendant, the record will so reflect. Are you a little nervous? Yes. Okay, take a deep breath, sit up straight, and speak as loud as you can to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. All right, okay. How long have you known or did you know Mr. Harvey prior to the death of your brother? I knew him since the summer of 2015. Since the summer of 2015, so about 6 months, yes. Man, I showed you the January. Said I knew him about 6 months. So that's what made me, all right, that was her. You know what I'm saying? Which I had already been told. How many times did you have an opportunity to observe him in the time that you have known him? I saw him like 10 times. At least 10 times, yes. Do you know if he has a nickname? Yes. What is it? Head Buster. Head Buster, yes. They played on that nickname so much. Like, this was a well thought out play, honestly. Like, this lady made, like, in a circumstantial case, it's the law states that it has to form an unbroken chain link of events that has to concur. If any link in the chain of events is broken, then the evidence does not prove beyond a reasonable doubt. You know what I'm saying? And this is a solely circumstantial case. So what they did was they knew the evidence didn't prove nothing. She played on the emotion of the juror. Like, she made me look guilty, and they convicted me off of perception. You know what I'm saying? They didn't convict me off of the evidence. They head buster, like the name and all that. Like, you gonna see. And is that the name you knew him by? Yes. All right, Sherelle, let me take you to the evening of January 17th of this year and leading into the early morning hours of January 18th. Tell ladies and gentlemen of the jury what you did that night. I went to Club Illusions on Malothy. For one, nobody in their right mind called the Q Illusions. You know what I'm saying? On Malothy. Yes. What were you doing that night? I was there with a couple of friends, my sister and my aunt. Did you arrive that evening before your brother? Yes. How long would you say that you were there before your brother arrived? I got to the club probably about 10:30, so you got there early. Yes. At some point during the night, did you see the defendant Travell Harvey at the club? Yes. All right. About what point in the night is that? I want to say around, he got to the club around 12 o'clock. Now it's 12 o'clock, which the timestamp showed. I got there at 12 o'clock. She saw the video. They showed her the video. She even admitted to it. What did you observe this defendant do when he came into the club that night? He came in and he was bouncing down the steps like he just came into the club, bouncing down the steps with a few guys. Did you recognize any of the guys that he was there with? Yes, who? I know their nicknames. I don't know their names. It was D.Y. and Cal he came in the club with. D.Y. and Cal? Yes. At what part of the club did you predominantly see the defendant in prior to your brother getting there? I saw him coming into the dance floor. Yes. I'm going to show you a series of photographs, 7 photographs. I'm going to show you a series of 7 photographs. I want you to take a look at these. Man, when I came into the club, the video footage shows me coming in the club. The dance floor are steps down to your left. Then there's 2 steps to your right that go up into a VIP area. I will come in, go up the steps to the right in the VIP area, which I'm going to show you pictures of that. She said she saw me come in, come bouncing down the steps with 2 guys. When I only walked in the door, there's 1 person walking in behind me, and DY is already in the club. And then the person that's walking in the door that's shown on video is the person who she never mentioned in the incident report to the police. She said me and DY. Never mentioned this guy's name until he's shown in these videos walking through the front door with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the video camera. 12:01. I'm walking through the door. This dude already in there. But not only that, these the videos from the outside. This shit fucked up. My lawyer printed it off and it's in black and white. But this is all the photos from their edited, you know what I'm saying, version. This me at the front door. That is that bitch ass nigga that they try to say I lied with to them about who I came with. I came to the club by myself. He just so happened to be walking in with me. He didn't come with me. But DY is already in the club. And then this guy who's in here, she never mentioned his name until after she met with them and testified that they showed her the video. You know what I'm saying? So now she adding on shit to her testimony. Me and him, you know what I'm saying, come to the club together. But bear with me, man. This shit crazy. They take your life, you get sidetracked too. I don't want to leave out nothing. Okay, take a look at those and tell me what you see in these photographs. I see my brother standing in line coming into the door of the club, and I see him enter the club, and he is ready to pay. I'm sorry, Miss Cheatham, your voice is clear. Okay, he was ready to pay. Yes, for it to come in the club. And you see the timestamp on that particular photograph. Is that approximately the time that you recall him coming to the club? Yes. If you could, I want you to put a dot on where you see your brother in these photographs. She does. If you see yourself, also put a dot. Okay. Judge, if I could, these would be Commonwealth's 19. If I could just take a look, that's my lawyer. Certainly, I'll hand them to you, and then I'll ask permission to quickly publish them to the jury. Yes. Judge, for the record, these reflect the timestamp 1234 and 12 through 1238. And a dot is placed on the victim, in this case, Jaquel Cheatham. No objection. Commonwealth's 19. The above referred photographs of victim was marked and filed as Commonwealth Exhibit 19. Now, Sherelle, while your brother was standing outside the club and you been in conversation with him that night, I saw him standing at the door and he was moving his hands at the window like he was telling me he was coming into the club. Another lie. There's no window. She's saying she saw him through the picture booth area waving his hands like he was coming in, which is a lie because, for one, that window is tinted black. It has a big neon light sign in it that says illusions, and on the inside it has wood blinds that's closed and is in front of a picture booth. And you can't see nobody waiting in line from the hallway where she's standing on camera. Somebody had to been on the phone with them and they was waiting on them, which they in the interior of the club, then they mysteriously just walked to the front to wait for them. This is a lie. She got on the stand and told a bunch of lies. But like I said, we'll get to all that. Did he have to wait in line to get in the club? Yes. And when everybody know that line at, which you can see from the pictures of me waiting to get in, the line is over here. This is the wall. This is the doorway. There's no way for you to stand in that hallway and see somebody waiting in line, which the line don't stop right there and they go all the way back there. She said she saw him by the picture booth, but that window you can't see out of. And she lying. They know that. Did there come a time when he got into the club? Yes. What did he do? What did you meet up with him at that point? Yes. I was standing in front of the little picture booth waiting for him to come in. How the fuck you see through that window? Lie. You were in a dress that night. Yes. You said that you had another sister there as well. Yes. Was she in a dress? Also, no. What was she wearing? Leggings and a shirt. They asking these questions because they trying to make it seem like that one of the other ones, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna get to all that. Leggings and a shirt. When Mr. Cheat, like some of the transcripts, they, you know what I'm saying, went in, but it's when Mr. Cheatham, like, they type the shit up off of recording, so they make errors. When Mr. Cheatham, your brother Jaquel, came in and you finally met up with him, where did y'all all go? We went onto the dance floor. What part of the dance floor did you go onto? In front of the stage. If you could, let me ask you this. How long did you stay on the dance floor? This them leading her to an explanation as to why, in all actuality, she's shown running onto the dance floor after the shooting, after herself just admitted that she walked with him onto the dance floor and left. If you could, let me ask you this. How long did you stay on the dance floor? My brother stayed on the dance floor the whole time. I walked off and I went back up the steps and then I walked into the dance floor with him. And the two of you went back onto the dance floor? Yes. And the two of you went back onto the dance floor? Yes. But you just said your brother stayed on the dance floor. Like, they not catching this shit. She's up there lying and Commonwealth is coaching her through it and they doing a bad job. Like, my brother stayed on the dance floor the whole time. I walked off and I went back up the steps and then I walked into the dance floor with him. And the two of you went back onto the dance floor. Yes. He stayed on the dance floor. I walked off and went right back. Okay, when you came back on the dance floor and were next to your brother, is that when everything happened? Yes. I want you to show the ladies and gentlemen of the jury where exactly you and your brother were prior to him getting shot. Okay. Where the fuck that map at? All right. Okay. So we had the map. Me and my brother were standing side by side in front of the stage right here in this area between numbers 1 and 2. She using this map to show that 1 and 2 is up in this area. Okay, so the map is not for scale, but she like, yeah, we were standing up in that area. Yes. and hold on, where was it? And is where you all were standing. Yes. Whoever typed these transcripts was fucking up. Yes. What were you doing? We were just standing there in this area. Yes. Judge, I'm referring Commonwealth Exhibit number 2. This is Commonwealth Exhibit 2, the map. All right, Miss Miller. Did there come a time when you saw the defendant? Yes, all right. And did he approach you and your brother? No. He just came behind my brother and shot him. Let me ask you, where did he come from? He came from these steps here. The steps in front of number 5, which is these steps. This is another thing. I'm telling you why she was coached. This is a diagram of the club, and it shows every camera in its location. Every camera. This is the only blind spot. There's no camera over here. So, of course, she's going to say I walked down these steps because there's no way for me to show and dispute that she was lying. It's so crowded over here, you can't see nothing. But not only that, she didn't know that. They had to tell her that. I was on the dance floor. I even told the police I was on the dance floor. What you going to see from those cameras, all the angles prior to you getting there, I'm on the dance floor. I'm up in this area where we all be at, which everybody know this our little section over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the dance floor right here where the little benches at. Never once did I come up these steps or go in this area like none that night, but all of a sudden I'm walking this. She's saying, prior to the shooting, I came walking down the club. Everybody that was in there, people seeing me on this dance floor. Like, how the hell was I in 2 places at one time? So he just can't. All right, hold on. Where I was at? He came from the steps here, the steps in front of number 5. Yes. How did he move? Show me with your finger. He bounced down the steps and he was putting a bandana over his face. So, yet again, she's up here in front of the stage. She said her knees was touching the stage. 5'3", she saw me, supposedly, she lying. This is what she telling them. I'm come bouncing down the steps. She can see across the stage. I'm pulling the bandana over my face. Watch how crazy this dumb shit sound. He bounced down the steps and was putting the bandana over his face. Tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury about the bandana. He was coming down the steps and he was bouncing and he put a bandana over his face. What part of his face did he cover? Right here. What color was the bandana? Black and white. And about where did he put the bandana on his face? As he was walking down the steps, he was putting it over his face. Again, show me with your finger. What direction was he moving? Came this direction. So this way, like that, yes. When he put the bandana over his face, what else was, it says he, but they ain't put it. What else was he wearing at the time? He was wearing a dark hoodie. Could you make out the rest of his clothing, or had you seen it early in the night? I saw it earlier in the night. He had on a black and white shirt when he first came into the club. Again, you didn't see me when I first came into the club because you said I came in with